This is Sound Off 60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Coaching staff was just like, you need to go through the same routine you were going through in the minor leagues. It's going to happen. Yeah. Our skipper actually moved me up to the 2-hole in the order in the middle of that and said, hey, you're our guy, you're going to play, and we believe in you. And then got a few hits, started believing in myself.
Julio's coming back. Oh, forget it. Forget it. The game's over.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Lake Charles Toyota, where we know you by your name, and by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
As you can see, Mr. Guidry has moved into chair number 2.
I kind of like this situation.
Don't get too comfortable.
I'm just saying, House may have to move to the outside.
Not Hobbs this week. Young Chandler Rome from the American Press has joined us.
Not his first time. We've had him before on the show.
How does it feel being in chair number 2?
I kind of like it, really.
I'm sure you do. Frontal shot, you can go either way. You know, pivot either way.
You know, I won't get
no one's taking chair number 1, though.
I won't get
this would be chair number 1.
I wouldn't be getting this from Scooter. Well, Rick, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got Scooter, if you're watching,
you got better angles. Hobbs is gone this week. Chandler Rome has so graciously joined us. Thanks for coming in for this week.
Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it.
We're going to have a lot of fun with Chandler Rome because we got a lot of subjects that falls in his wheelhouse. Before we go any further, we want to tell the folks we've got a very special guest tonight. Erica Piscolata. I've been practicing. Piancastelli. There we go. Erica Piancastelli from the McNeese Cowgirl softball ladies team will join us in a little bit later on in the show. She is McNeese's All-American catcher / third baseman, just a superstar in her own right. So we'll talk Cowgirl softball, was going to get kicked up a little bit later on. We got a lot to cover.
We do.
Super Bowl week.
Happy
Super Bowl.
Happy Super Bowl week. It started today.
At 7 o'clock for me, just watching ESPN and all the other channels and stuff. I tell you what, this to me, Rick, for some reason, you know when you look at the two teams, you always have to say there's something about one of the other teams that have played in it or whatever to say that I kind of like the matchup. But let me just say this for the record. Rick, I like this matchup because let me tell you why. This will not be a boring game unless something really, really bad goes wrong. Okay? Because both of these guys are going to give you at least 30. At least 30.
Okay.
So, with that saying, that's enough in itself to say it's going to be an exciting Super Bowl.
Well, as a defensive guy, you're saying you want a high-scoring affair.
Hey, it's already predicated to be that way because the way it's set up, Rick. But just to say that Brady, Matt, look, everybody, one of these guys is going to win the MVP. Am I correct in saying that? Yes, I'm correct in saying that.
That would be my vote. I mean, you know.
So what I'm saying is this. We're going to probably have the MVP come out of this game, okay?
The league MVP.
The league MVP
There'll be
come
a
out
Super
this
Bowl
game.
MVP. All right. Give me your initial thoughts on this matchup because in the NFL it's a game of matchups, and this could be an interesting one both offensively and defensively for both sides of the
That Falcons defense is salty. They are a salty bunch, man. And if you watch that championship game last week the Patriots played in, the Steelers sat in zone the whole time.
Yeah.
They didn't rush, and that's how you're going to affect Tom Brady. You got to make Tom Brady move in the pocket. He's getting up there in age, and if you make him move in the pocket, he's not as effective. But if you watch him against Pittsburgh, he sat there, he kind of just eviscerated the secondary with some receivers I had never heard of, just because that seems like that's the Patriots' MO. They find some receiver from some FCS school that no one's ever heard of, they ascend and they get up, and they're tearing it up in the AFC Championship.
Well, Rick just loves it because he's got a lacrosse guy that we've never heard of that's actually playing on the New England Patriots.
Another one of those slow white guys that can jump, run, and catch.
I did not say that, dude. I'm just saying.
I'm serious. It's three white guys.
He's good, though.
Who's playing white out for the Patriots.
These are not just your average guys. Hey. These guys are good.
Of course not. No, of course not. Look. Look, we're going to be in and out of the Super Bowl this week for obvious reasons. But one of the things you talked about the Steelers putting pressure or their inability to put pressure on Tom Brady. Bill Belichick pulled out of retirement. Dante Scarpetta, I think his name is, an older gentleman that has taken over the offensive line and just elevated their play really all year long. So that offensive line for the Patriots, who's been in and out of with injuries, all of a sudden by mid-year came together. I don't know if the Steelers, even if they wanted to put pressure. That's how good this New England offensive line has been playing, they could get to Brady.
Let me answer this question, and what you bring up is a good question.
And Atlanta has to get to Brady.
Right.
And you're right
Chandler,
on that.
with you saying that you've got to apply pressure to Brady to make him move around and to hopefully make him ineffective, because if you let him stand back there and throw the ball, he's going to kill you.
He's the best ever.
This is the thing
the greatest ever.
Don't you think that the New England Patriots
Tom,
know
terrific.
this? They have
The
probably
best
got.
ever. Am I interrupting you?
No. They have got the highest paid offensive lineman in the league.
Yeah.
Is that kind of surprising
talking
to you?
about?
The New England Patriots. Did you check on that?
No,
You should check your facts on that, Rick. Okay?
Thank you. I'm sorry
Look,
for that.
Don't you think that they know that this team lives and dies with Tom Brady being upright?
Yes.
It's a no-brainer, Rick. Look, the Dallas Cowboys have been doing this for years. Everybody can't figure out why is the Dallas Cowboy offensive lineman the biggest in the league? Because they know if we can put a running back that's decent behind these guys, we're going to do what we did this year. They fell a little bit short. But look, Rick.
Well, they're all high caliber, high draft pick players on the Dallas Cowboys.
That's
I'm talking
true,
about the
Rick.
Cowboys offensive
That's
line.
true, Rick.
A lot of talent.
But you got to look at, Rick, this is what they put their stock in, man, to make them so successful year in and year out.
Right.
And that's what some teams don't get. I just don't know why. They don't get it.
Okay. Column coming out this weekend, Lanyard Magazine, sorry, self-plug. I'm saying 38-34. Could very well be
Really, Rick? Really,
38-34.
Really, Rick?
New England holding the Atlanta Falcons, their defense, holding them at least one, maybe two times to a non-score or a field goal to be the deciding factor. You say in the 30s, you're seeing high scoring?
I agree with Kevin. I think we're going to have two teams in the 30s. How they get there is going to be very different.
Yeah.
I see New England. We talk about this a lot in the college game where you don't know if a team that's been there before is going to have an advantage over a team that. This is the first Falcons Super Bowl in what, 19 years? 19 years.
Yes.
I mean, how many of these Falcons have Super Bowl experience?
No.
None
of them.
Dan Quinn. Now, this is going to go understood.
Well,
this is Dan
Dwight
Quinn's
Dwight
third-
Freeney.
Dwight Freeney.
He was with the Seattle Seahawks, so we're going to give him that.
There's some players.
There are some players. Dan Quinn's been in a Super Bowl, not as a head coach, but he's been in a Super Bowl. So you wonder, though, is this Falcons team going to come out and be a little bit shell-shocked? This is old hat for Bill Belichick. If you watch Bill Belichick after the AFC Championship game, it was like they just won a preseason game. I mean, he was okay.
He didn't even get excited, Chandler. You're so right.
I mean, he just threw the trophy on his bed and just went to game planning. So
it's got to be a factor. It's got to be a factor.
Will the Patriots jump out to that big lead, that 14-0, 21-0? And then the Falcons have to come play from behind. Are we going to have an all 30 game that is not all 30 going into the fourth quarter? Are we going to have the Falcons playing come from behind a lot? Are they going to be playing come from behind and they're just run out of time?
With all those weapons?
Yes, they can.
Come
but
from
Rick,
behind.
let me just say, when you look at weapons, Rick, and what I do, this is how I analyze the game, Rick, and look at it. I've been saying all week long, I'm pulling for the Atlanta Falcons because this is why. When you get down to it, Rick, size-wise, versus the New England Patriots defensive backs versus the Atlanta Falcons wide receiver. There's a big disadvantage, Rick, and it goes to the Falcons. Now, you cannot get in a jump ball with Julio Jones within the 20. It's not going to happen. There are other receivers that are bigger than Julio on the Atlanta Falcons team that they can go to. Now, how are you? A good coach would say, if we can take Julio Jones out of this equation, Rick, that plays right into the hands of the Atlanta Falcons because you know what we're going to do? We're going to send two guys out the backfield that you have nobody on defense to cover.
All right. Well, you're laying out all the scenario for a Falcons win that won't happen.
Wow,
okay.
Rick.
You're talking about Bill Belichick and his defensive mind.
All the respect in the world for him, Rick.
You should.
All the respect in the world.
You
but
should.
Rick, when you just sometimes have mismatches that are evident, you take advantage of them, Rick, and you put your foot on the
I don't know how much of a mismatch it's going to be. Hold that thought. We're going to pivot.
Okay.
We're going to pivot. We're going to take a short pause. We're going to come back.
Already?
It's Tom Brady and Matt Ryan. Let me repeat that. It's Brady and Ryan. That's where it's going to be won or lost, okay, when we come back.
I hate that Scooter's not here before we go. That was a comment that we're going to come back on the second segment and talk about. It's the aura of Tom Brady.
We'll talk aura. We'll talk aura. All right, short pause. Coming back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino. A little bit later on in the show, McNeese Cowgirl All-America, the Italian Stallion. You got to be around for this one because it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, when we're coming back in about 2 minutes, we'll kick into more about Super Bowl 51 right here at Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino. Stay right there.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Lake Charles Toyota, where we know you by your name, and by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort.
Lately, Bud Light's been talking about what's on their cans. But at Miller Lite, we focus on what's in our can. More taste, less calories, and half the carbs. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
So there's no cars in this commercial, but we're not going to talk about cars. We're going to talk about an experience. I think it's safe to say that people's expectations of their customer experience these days is pretty low. But you're about to spend your hard-earned money, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars of it. Don't settle for being treated like you're worth less than that. Expect a red carpet experience, not the same old shady salesman or bully manager or long hold times you're used to. All you have to do is raise your expectations and then look around and see who's left to choose from.
When you make something first, you can spell it however you want. Miller Lite, the original light beer. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at L'Auberge Casino. Mr. Guidry is now in chair number 2. Sarah always in chair number 1. Chair number 3, that would be Chandler Rome from the Lake Charles American
for this
Press.
seat, man. Can I fight him for this seat?
I think you can.
I love it, man. Let's put him on in. I love being right here in the center.
I'd say we stage 10 rounds.
Wow.
Winner take all for the second chair.
I'll go for it too.
I'm sure you will.
I'll go for it.
Big stuff coming up here at L'Auberge Casino. Valentine's weekend,
Yes.
February 11th, American Vinyl. Big Valentine's Day show for your sweethearts. Music, food, the whole bit.
Yes.
Tables are on sale now. Go online and check that out. Also coming up, I got to be at this one. March 11th. March 11th, Frank Caliendo.
Okay.
The best impressionist probably
Really?
ever. Yeah, in my opinion. Does a lot of sports.
Wow,
I guess
there's been a lot of guys doing that. Rick.
Oh, I know that, but Frank Caliendo
there's-
is top notch. I mean, does
Really?
a great John Gruden, does a great Charles Barkley, John Matt. I mean, does them all.
You
really.
may make me come to this show, man.
Frank
I
Caliendo,
may
March
have to see it.
11th, right here at L'Auberge
I may
Casino
have
at
to
the
mark that
Concert
down and
Center.
attend
So
that
mark
show,
that
Rick.
down. Frank Caliendo does a lot of Las
That
Vegas
good.
shows.
Okay.
All right. We in the first segment we kind of touched on the matchup in general between the Pats and Falcons, Super Bowl 51
Yes.
in Houston. Now, I don't want to forget this. If y'all recall, what is the most memorable thing that jumps out about you guys from Super Bowl 38, Houston,
Dude, I will tell you right now,
2004?
I was there. You know I was there.
2004.
I can tell you right now,
What
it's
do
not
you
anything
remember
to
the
think
most?
about or wonder about. Janet Jackson. Boom.
I figured it would be.
Boom. Okay.
The
I was there.
wardrobe malfunction.
Dude, I was sitting up in the suite. Dude, we didn't expect this, and Timberlake and her. But if you listen, Chandler, the song tells you what's about to happen. I'm gonna get
What,
you
are you
undressed.
saying it was planned?
The song says I'm gonna have you undressed before the end of
Are
this
you
song.
saying it was
No,
planned?
I'm just saying. The song told you.
Janet Jackson
what was
didn't
gonna-
need a PR
oh my
stunt.
Gosh, she didn't. But you know what?
Justin Timberlake did.
But
Well,
you
he
know
was
what's
young
funny?
then.
This is what kind of how fits in, Rick. Her new album was coming out the following week.
Look, they deny it.
Yeah, they did.
It,
yeah, they denied it, Rick.
It was
yeah, they
planned.
denied it. It was so planned,
It
Rick.
was a great
It was so
marketing
planned.
ploy. I thought it was great. Now a
It
lot of
was
people,
so planned.
the FCC got involved, and
it was
it
planned.
was
Rick.
obscene. All that stuff. I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I was 11 years old.
Okay, you
I'm
should have saw it then. Holy smokes! 11 years. Okay,
Chandler,
let's
come
just
on,
move
man.
on from
You
that.
threw us not
Oh, you're killing
under
us
the bus,
here.
man.
You're killing us. All right, anyway.
Dude, you threw us under the bus,
I mean,
Chandler.
I don't pay a whole lot of
Wow.
attention to halftime shows. I'll be honest with you. I really don't.
Let me
I
tell
got up.
you.
I missed it, but I saw it on the
Rick,
replay.
I saw it in in person.
I mean, it was one of the, look,
it was,
far be it from me. You know, okay, everybody, when you bring it up, everybody says, oh yeah, but everybody forgets 32-29.
Yeah.
Patriots beat the Panthers. Jake Delhomme from Lafayette was quarterbacking Carolina. Great comeback.
Right, it was.
Adam Vinatieri with a 40-something yard field goal with seconds on the clock to win it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great Super Bowl. One of the best ever.
No, it was,
but
that was one of the things that stood out among a lot of other things, though. But this is the thing. When you talk about halftime entertainment, this is the one thing that they've had some flops in the past, Rick. Oh, my God. They've had some groups like, dude, are you seriously playing for halftime? And you've had some really, really good ones.
Yeah,
now, let me just say, for the lady that's going to be performing down there, Lady Gaga, she's going to bring her A game, Rick.
Well, you know,
she's going to bring her A game.
I don't think she's going to have a wardrobe malfunction because I don't think she wears much anyway. I know. How can you have a malfunction?
She's going to bring her A game. I mean, some of the videos they were showing kind of like little snippets of the halftime performance. You want to watch it. You definitely want to watch it.
Back to the game. I mentioned before the break, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan. These are two quarterbacks with MVP caliber seasons, all right? Brady sat out the first 4 games, didn't make a difference in his play. Had his best touchdown to interception ratio ever. Matt Ryan has had up and down years, okay? He's had years, I might even been going back to last year where he threw like 17 interceptions against, say, 19 touchdowns. This year he's on fire. He's on fire, and he's got a lot of weapons to throw to. Okay, Brady has all the experience. Matt Ryan's 9 years in the league. It's not a young stud.
No,
I mean, he's not a young buck. Obviously, I give Brady a huge edge. Am I wrong or right?
I mean, no, you should, Rick. I mean, the
is it
experience
huge?
Factor, plus him being there with 5 Super Bowls. Yeah, you give him the edge, Rick.
I said huge.
Am I putting too much stock in this Falcons team has never been in this situation before? Am I putting too much stock in the this is like
defense?
This is Tom Brady's what, 8th Super Bowl?
This will be his.
This will be his
seventh.
This will be his seventh. Am I putting too much
1-4,
stock?
lost 2.
Am I putting too much stock in this that Tom Brady's going to walk into that stadium, ignore everything, and just play a football game where Matt Ryan? It may take him a series or two to wake up, and in a game of that magnitude, I don't know if you can take 1 or 2 series off and recover.
No.
Not
Well, let me tell you
Patriots
something, though,
team.
Chandler. This is the thing that people don't see, that the huge advantage that Matt Ryan has among other quarterbacks that have gone to the Super Bowl and have played in the same position and against great teams such as the New England Patriots. The weapons around him doesn't require him to be a superstar. Doesn't. Rick, you have gone into some games,
He's
Rick,
been pretty good this year.
Yes, he has, Rick. But what I'm saying, Rick, with the weapons he's got, Rick, let me tell you something. If they can get those New England Patriots linebackers on their toes with those 2 running backs catching the way they do, Rick, it's going to be a hell of a game.
Brady, though, what he's done without Rob Gronkowski is amazing. He's made a superstar out of Chris Hogan.
It is,
okay.
Rick.
Of course, Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola. All right, these are again 3 white guys playing white out in the NFL.
There,
I'm not playing the race card here, but it's
these
just
guys,
kind of
Rick,
interesting.
And I'm going to say it, these guys are good, though.
I'm not saying they're not good. Of course they're good.
They're not bad because they're white guys. These guys are good.
I said I can play the race card, not you.
Okay.
Here's where to follow
they're
your point, Chandler. Yes, I would be worried about Atlanta's defense.
You better.
7 starters, 2 years or less in the NFL. Okay? Now, if they can settle, and again, against Tom Brady, all right, will there be some off factor? Come on.
Yeah. I mean, let's bring it local.
They got it.
Let's bring it local here. Depot Jones is a guy that this time last year, we didn't know if he was going to get drafted.
I know. Deion Jones is,
And he's going to be he's a big part of this game.
He is.
Which Jalen's on this team? Jalen Mills or Jalen Collins?
Jalen Collins.
Jalen Collins. Another LSU guy.
Mills is with the Mills is with the Eagles.
Right. So, I mean, 2 guys here that I agree. Not very long ago, we're playing at LSU, and they weren't the standouts in those LSU defenses.
And you're right, though. But you're right, Taylor. I got to agree with you on that.
Think about that. This is a Super Bowl. We've all been to Super Bowls, and you kind of, as a reporter or as a fan, you kind of go, you're a little awestruck.
Yes.
Yeah, you are. It's Super Bowl.
You are, because that's the best of the best. That's the way it comes down to. NFC, AFC, those are the best 2 teams that we could give you this year.
No doubt. All right. I'm not saying it's all Brady and Ryan.
No,
but
yes,
when
you are.
when it comes to New England's offense versus that, what do you call them, salty defense?
Salty, yeah.
It's Brady and how he's able to find those options. And, of course, Matt Ryan has a plethora of options to go to against a very good New England defense that has allowed the fewest points as a defense in the NFL. Think about that. All right, we're up against the
You
clock.
got the
We're going to
best coach
pivot.
ever coaching those guys, Rick.
Yes,
You
indeed. Dan Quinn's pretty good too. Dan Quinn's pretty good. All right, we're going to pivot. When we come back, National Signing Day for college football
Wednesday.
is this week. LSU, McNeese, and
Yes.
beyond. We'll get into that. Stick around. Bethany Trahan,
She's coming
Miss
up.
Louisiana.
Miss Louisiana.
From Lake Charles.
There's a
is
catch to
gonna
this, and
be
we're
here
going to tell
with
you
us.
guys about it later, though.
Bethany
That's a little bit of a catch
Trahan,
to
Miss
it.
Louisiana. She's going to be doing Stump the Wise Guys
Yes.
later on in the show. Yet another beautiful young lady
Yes.
to don our stage. When
Yes.
Hobbs is here, look what happens. We're back in 2. Stay right there.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort and by Lake Charles Toyota, where we know you by your name. Check us out online at soundoff60tv.com.
There's a smarter way to cut your heating bills without cutting comfort. Save significantly on your energy costs while enjoying cozy and consistent comfort this winter with a highly efficient furnace from Luxair. We'll recommend a system that is perfectly suited to your home and provides optimal heating, exceptional energy savings, and lasting performance. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
So there's no cars in this commercial, but we're not going to talk about cars. We're going to talk about an experience. I think it's safe to say that people's expectations of their customer experience these days is pretty low. But you're about to spend your hard-earned money, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars of it. Don't settle for being treated like you're worth less than that. Expect a red carpet experience, not the same old shady salesman or bully manager or long hold times you're used to. All you have to do is raise your expectations and then look around and see who's left to choose from.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at L'Auberge Casino. Coming up a little bit later on in the show, McNeese Cowgirl, All-American catcher, third baseman, Erica Piancastelli. There we go. The Italian Stallion will be on the show. All right, that's coming up.
Yes, looking forward to having her too, Rick.
All right, National College Signing Day is this week, Wednesday officially.
Yes.
Across Louisiana, across the country. But in Louisiana,
It's a big day, Rick.
Like season number 3 in
It's a big day,
college
man.
football. That's what it is. All right, let's start with the McNeese Cowboys. You're close to the team. You follow recruiting much more than I do. Lance Guidry, this is his, and that, how do we, I mean, yeah, okay, we'll call it an all-star coaching staff. He's got a lot of former players on there with Zach Bronson, Kerry Joseph, a number of the guys. All right, so this is their first foray into recruit. How do you think they're going to do? What's the number? What are you hearing the number?
Well,
19, 20?
right now, from what I've confirmed, they've got 15.
15?
They've got 15 commits. One of those is an early enrollees, an offensive tackle.
Oh, you're saying that they have confirmed. What can they sign this year? Is it about 20?
20. So they've got 15 guys that either have verbally committed or are early enrollees. They have one early enrollee, 14 others have verbally committed.
Okay.
Of those, they've gone defensive back heavy, which a Lance Guidry recruiting class, you may expect a defensive back.
Can they play next season?
They may have to. And one kid that they want to play next season, I'll tell you, one kid they want to play next season, Hanif Muhammad. Remember that name?
Hanif Muhammad.
3-star cornerback out of Houston. Now, when we're talking about McNeese recruiting, we hardly ever bring up stars, just because that's just a part of it.
Right.
These higher profile kids are going to go to the FBS. They're going to go to major programs. This kid spurned offers from Kansas State. Oklahoma State was looking at him. He had a lot of D1. He had a lot of FBS offers, I should say. Stuck with the Cowboys. He tweeted a video the other week. They had a big official visit weekend last weekend. Lance Guidry told the official visitors, he was up at the front of the Jack Dolan Fieldhouse, and he was kind of going over all the official visitors, all their families. He said this kid may be the best athlete McNeese has ever recruited and has gotten to commit to McNeese. Now that doesn't mean anything once he gets to McNeese, but this is high praise coming from Lance Guidry, a guy that
is pretty strong,
a guy that we know speaks his mind. He's as blunt as can be. Lance Guidry thinks a lot of this kid, and we saw what that pass defense did last year. We saw the problems in the defensive backfield. There's been a coaching change already because of it. We've seen what happened. There is opportunity for this kid to come in and play right away, and that must be what Lance Guidry, what Charlie Aero, what Kerry Joseph, what Zach Bronson, what they're selling these kids on is that they can come in, and if they're good enough, they will play right away.
So Chandler, I mean, I'm going to look him up. I want to see more about him. I mean, what's his size, Chandler? 6 feet, 5'11"? I mean, what's his size?
About 5'11". He's not a hulking tall guy, but everything I've read on him, he's an athletic kid. I mean, if you're spurning FBS offers to come to McNeese, if you've got FBS teams like Kansas State, Oklahoma State, if they're looking at you, then you must be doing something okay. They're very excited about him, and the thing they like about him is he committed to McNeese very early in the process. Then the FBS schools started taking notice, and you see this is kind of a cycle in recruiting. These FBS schools take notice, they drop the committed kids, drop the FCS schools. They really like that he has stuck around. They've been very, very adamant with him. Even after that big official visit weekend, Lance Guidry and Charlie Aero went in home with him that next weekend to make sure that he is still 110% committed.
Wow.
He is still 110% committed to this class, and he is the bell cow of this class. Hero Sports today. Hero Sports is an organization that covers the FCS very extensively. They released the top 35 verbal commits in the Southland Conference. Hanif Muhammad was number 9. Wow. The highest ranked McNeese commit on that.
Can I just for a minute? And if what you're saying, Chandler, is correct, and Coach Guidry feels that strongly about this young man, this is my take on it, Rick, as an outsider looking in. You sure you play him at defensive back?
Oh, you got to.
Huh?
Oh, you got to. That's how much help
if he can be that effective on the other side of the ball,
I don't know anything about the guy.
If you say he's as good as he is, he'll put him at receiver then.
No.
I mean, I've seen it.
Well, Kevin, I'll bring this one up.
They need that much help.
But I've seen that happen before, Rick. I mean,
Kevin, I'll bring this one up for you.
Man, you need him, somebody that's going to be a playmaker.
After that official visit weekend, they got a commitment from, and the guy's name's escaping me, but he went to McMain High School in New Orleans. Not a great team, but they found him diamond in the rough kid. He played receiver there. He tweeted to me that he's going to switch to cornerback at McNeese. They are going defensive back heavy in this class. Lance Guidry, we saw what happened with Tommy Restivo. Tommy Restivo no longer on staff. Lance Guidry not pleased with how that defense played last year. He wants changes made.
They had some breakdowns.
He wants changes made now. So he's looking for kids that he can come insert in. He's looking for athletes. He did it last year with Khalil Thomas. He moved Khalil Thomas from receiver to cornerback.
That didn't work.
And it didn't work.
No, it didn't. And that's what I'm saying. If you got a guy that you think that might be that good of a player, I mean, let's make him be that playmaker, man.
Right.
If we need somebody to go to on offense.
Good tidbit for SoundOff 60 in regards to that player. LSU. LSU commands everybody's attention, especially in recruiting. Our final seconds on this. Look, they didn't get the local kid from Jennings. I think they wanted him, Travis Etienne, who's going to Clemson.
Well, that plane stayed parked at Jennings Airport for 2 days.
Well,
Rick,
look, you win a national
with
championship.
Big Paul on it.
Dabo Sweeney, he's a great recruiter too. This class can range anywhere from 5 to 10. You never know where the numbers are going. They're going to be in the top 8, LSU. They're going to be in the top 8. There's nobody
we used to be in the top 2, Rick.
There's nobody that I don't think LSU can add, I don't think from a freshman standpoint, unless they need somebody, other than maybe having one of those freshman quarterback compete. And look, I'm big on Danny Etling. Yeah. I'm big on Danny. He deserves to be number 1. Yeah. He deserves to be number 1. But these high-profile guys, one in particular, the kid out of Mississippi, help me out with a name.
Cam Akers.
May go in, and I'm all for it. Compete, but
we're talking. Cam Akers committed to Florida State. We're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the other kid from Mississippi.
Miles Brennan.
Miles Brennan,
quarterback.
Yeah.
So
quarterback Miles Brennan. Yeah.
You know, look, LSU's going to get their stop. They're going to get some great players, and they're going to get the core from Louisiana as they should. All right, as they should. It just depends on how they develop. We've talked about this.
We have, Rick.
They've got to develop these guys.
But the thing is, Rick, and that's all good, Rick. But Rick, let me tell you what a good coaching staff does. You can bring in a player that's maybe midstream average player and turn him into a hell of a player if you have the right coaching staff. We have yet to develop a quarterback at LSU. We have yet to. It's been 5, 6 years now, Rick. We don't know hell who's going to start or who's going to play. We just wish and hope that, well, who's ever back there behind
Danny
center,
Etling is your starting quarterback.
have a good game. But we don't have. Look at Alabama, guys, and hell, look at a lot of other teams around the country. They bring freshmen in, and these kids do well. It's not just because they're good athletes,
10
Rick.
seconds.
They are good coaching that are coaching these kids.
Sing it with me, Kevin. Oh, Canada.
Yeah, there you go. A lot's going to ride on Matt Canada. Ain't no two ways about it. It's a lot going to ride on him.
You know what's about that? And that's why I think we bought him there. But let me just say, defense, we're solid. But offense, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right, we got to leave it there. Coming up next, Cowgirl
Let's see what he can do.
All-American catcher, third baseman Erica Piancastelli. Right here, Sound Off 60. Stay right here.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by Lake Charles Toyota and Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. The boys in the box will be right back.
Were the judges right in saying we're the best tasting light beer? You be the judge. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
I'm Brett Cassio, a board-certified orthopedic sports medicine specialist. I could tell you all about my training at Duke University and Johns Hopkins Hospital, or my experience with the Baltimore Orioles. But what people ask me the most is how I would treat my own family if they were injured. And what I tell them is I would treat your family the way I would treat my own. Not every surgeon is board-certified and fellowship trained in sports medicine. Training and experience matter.
Lately, Bud Light's been talking about what's on their cans. But at Miller Lite, we focus on what's in our can. More taste, less calories, and half the carbs. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Welcome back to LaBerge Casino. Jack Daniels right here. Very special guest. We're talking cowgirl baseball with McNeese All-America. Let me repeat that. All-America catcher / third baseman, the Italian Stallion. We're going to have fun with that one a little bit later on.
Wow.
Erica Piancastelli.
It just rolls off your tongue, Piancastelli.
Well, it's early in the week. It's a lot of syllables for me.
It rolls off the tongue pretty good.
It's a lot of syllables.
It does, yeah.
Even though I'm Italian, it's still a lot of syllables. Welcome to the show. First time for Erica. Let's kind of start at the beginning a little bit here. Italy born.
Wow.
Outside of Milan, somehow migrated to the West Coast in Carlsbad, California area, and then you're ready to advance to college softball, and you end up in the bayous of South Louisiana. Now, the short version, how did that happen?
Wow.
Well, it's all huge opportunities. Moving from Italy to California, my dad got an opportunity to work in California and increase and get better at what he likes to do. And
Mom and Dad are native Italians?
Yeah, we all are. My sister, mom, my dad, my whole family's in Italy. My dad just took this opportunity.
You're now my all-time favorite McNeese athlete. Wow. She's it right there. Okay, continue.
Wow. And then going from California to Lake Charles is just another opportunity for me. Is why not take this opportunity to meet new people and meet new cultures and see how they do it out in the South. And I was really excited to come and spend 4 years here. And I still have one more left, so I'm really excited.
What was that first year like when you got here from California to Lake Charles? It had to be a big culture shock. Can you take us through those first 2-3 weeks you were here?
It was a big culture shock, but then again, it also wasn't, because everyone out in the South is so family oriented and they're all so close. And I think coming from an Italian household, and family is a huge thing for us. And coming to Lake Charles and the community supporting us as much as they do, and our team being so close and so strong, I think it really just made me feel at home, and it was a really easy transition for me.
Let me just say for the record, unless McNeese is doing a heck of a job in recruiting, to have this young lady sitting before us today. Let's just say that, did they do a hell of a job in recruiting?
Well,
to have her here?
Well, here's the other part of that. I mean, with California and Southern California is a hotbed for women's softball.
Hello.
So, and we're glad you're here.
Yeah, the Cowboys. I mean, kudos to the Cowboys, to be honest with you.
But
to have
was
you
it,
here.
you know, you just weren't interested in staying home, or the better opportunity to play in the Southland, in the South?
It was a huge opportunity. I love California, but I think I also like experiencing new things.
Right.
And I think since I've been in California for so long, why not spend 4 years in Lake Charles? I'll always have California. I could always go back after college. So I just decided to make this move. It's the best decision of my life.
Piancastelli. I think I have it down now.
No, I think you do, Rick.
Erica Piancastelli has joined us, All-Americans catcher for the McNeese Cowgirls. Go
One
ahead.
other question. What was your first reaction to when you picked up a crawfish?
I'm not the biggest fan of crawfish.
Really? Okay then.
I'm just not a big seafood person
Really?
in general.
Okay. Right.
So the crawfish, I tried it. It was a good experience.
Yes.
I probably won't do it again. It's a good experience.
Okay. I probably won't do it again.
Rick,
Let's handle that very diplomatically. I probably won't do it.
That was pretty good. Okay, that was pretty good. We
Erica,
still love you. We still love you.
You know, it would take basically the rest of the show to run down all your honors. I mean, SLC tournament MVP, All-American, you know, going into the season. Second team All-American last year, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You lead the Southland in, I don't know, numerous, maybe 6, 8, 10 statistical categories. You've set records already in Cowgirls with home runs in 10 other statistical categories. Again, I don't want to bore everybody with the numbers. You have a resume this long, okay?
Yeah.
But for you, what are you most proud of, and what drives you to excel even more? What else can you achieve?
What really drives me, I think, is my team, my coaches. The support they give for me and for the other girls is just so huge. And I think just having the team that we have, we all push each other and we all get better every day. And I think that's really what drives me to be better and be better for my team. And I think I also help other people drive themselves. So I think our team is really just so close and we have such a strong bond. I think that's really what pushes us to be better every day.
Erica, I'm glad you brought that up because you and I were talking last week when you guys opened practice that, you know, your first 2 years here, you did what you had to do. Rick just mentioned your resume is about 3 pages long. We know what you can do on the field. You've kind of moved into a leadership role now. You're a junior, you've been here 2 years, you've got a lot of underclassmen coming in. Tell us about that new role you're taking as a leader, as one of the upperclassmen that these younger kids are going to look to.
I take it really close to heart, I think, because I remember my freshman year and I remember how it was coming to Lake Charles and coming to McNeese as a program, and I remember the transition from high school to college and how hard it was, and I think because I remember all that and I know how to experience that, I like to help other people, and I like to help, especially our incoming freshmen, really feel at home like the way I did, because I know a lot of them aren't from here either, and I think making them feel at home and making them understand that this is a big opportunity for everybody, and playing D1 softball is everyone's dream, and I think it's a big part in my leadership role.
I guess the question I have, Rick, one of my closing questions is that we've had Jenny Finch on the show before and was a great guest. She's a pitcher. Mm-hmm. You catch, and you're third base.
Yes.
My thing is this. Do you ever get a little bit tense when you know, being catcher, that could actually become a physical position with girls maybe sometimes running into you? And how do you handle that? Because you seem to be a gorgeous young lady. I mean, how do you deal with that? Like, please do not hit my face. Girl, don't get close to my face. How do you deal with that?
Catching is very physical. You never know what's going to happen when you're catching, or the throws, or any of the runners, especially from the other team. You never know what their intentions are. But I think just being so into the game and all the adrenaline, you don't really think about it. Yeah. You might think about it after it happens, but I think since I love this sport so much, I'm all in. And
that you do.
Being all in, it comes with some sacrifices, and I think
yes, it does.
If I get hit, I get hit, but if I help my team, then I help my team.
Take one for the team.
McNeese Cowgirls All-American has joined us, the Italian stallion, Erica Piancastelli.
There you go.
To follow up on Kevin, let me put it a little different way, maybe a better. I usually put things better than you. At the risk of sounding like Brent Musburger, you are a stunningly beautiful young lady.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Not going to ask you about dating quarterbacks.
I use gorgeous. I think my word was a little bit more effective than yours. You say stunning, I say gorgeous.
Sit back and take notes. Let's talk a little bit about the jealousy factor. Even amongst your own teammates. Look, you're one of the star players. You've got a lot of good players on this team, okay? And you're a star player on a national level. Do you sense a bit of that jealousy amongst the Cowgirls and other teams? That, okay, here she is, Italian stallion, got this, Italy, California, that, you know where I'm going. Do you sense that, or do you have any of that?
Not really. I think that's the great thing about our program and about our team is that we want the best for each individual, and I think that we push each other so hard that when that individual succeeds, we're all extremely happy for them, whether it's getting accolades or just doing what they're supposed to do on the field. And I think because we're so close, we're like sisters, like
wow.
we really get along, and we want to see people succeed. And I think that's
there's a championship to be won.
Yeah, it's all about the team.
Okay. Let me try to put it better than both of you.
Wow, you really, is he really stepping up or what?
Okay. Erica, and so I hear these stories. Obviously, I wasn't here last season, but I hear these stories of we'd be in a Southland Conference weekend, and you'd have something like 6 or 7 intentional walks every weekend. There's teams that will not pitch to you. How do you approach a weekend knowing that you may not see a pitch to hit all week? I mean, do you take that as a sign of respect? Do you get a little mad when you get up to the plate? I can't. I may not swing this weekend.
Actually, no. It's more of like if they choose to put me on base, then they choose to put me on base. They obviously don't know who's behind me, and I do, and I trust my team, and I trust that my role is to get on base. It's what can I do to get on base, and if that's how they want to put me on base, then I'll gladly take the base, and I'll trust my teammates behind me to bring me in.
But at your heart, I mean, you're a hitter. You want to hit home runs, you want to get doubles, triples, things like that. Does it sort of eat at you a little bit that you don't have the opportunity to swing a bat? I mean, there's some Southland weekends where they walk you every single time you're up, meaning you may not swing a bat all weekend.
I don't really think about it. When it comes to game time, I kind of think of what do we really want to do? We really want to win. And if I don't really think about me personally of, I'm not going to be able to hit right now. It's more of like, I get to be on base, and I get to be on base for my team, and having someone on first increases your chances on scoring, whether than not having them on first. So I think I'm always up there looking for my pitch, and if I don't get it, then I get to gladly take first base and let the girl behind me do her role.
Wow.
Interesting that you mentioned before the segment was your mom, again, Italy born, played on the Italian soccer Olympic team.
Softball.
I'm sorry, softball. What did I say?
Soccer.
Soccer, I'm sorry. Are you a product of good DNA when it comes to softball, or you've worked very hard? Is it a combination thereof?
I would say both. My parents have been playing sports their whole life, and I think
Did somebody play soccer?
No. Someone does play basketball, though.
I don't know where I got soccer. Yeah, I figure soccer, Italian, but go
Come
ahead.
on now.
I digress.
No soccer in my family, but I think because they've been playing softball and my dad played baseball, and it's just in our household for so many years that I think they just did their best on coaching me and my sister and just making us fall in love with the sport the way they did. And I think that's a huge reason why I am the player I am today. And then obviously the coaches that I have now also contributed to it, but I think my parents having that background was a huge factor.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Give us a sense of the team. Starting up, very soon? A couple of weeks?
Very soon, next week,
Yeah, next week. Give us a sense of how good this team can be and contend in the South.
This team has very high potential. This team is we got new girls, and I think they come and bring a different role on the team, and we all work hard we work very hard every day, and I think we're really excited to be on the field. I think we're kind of getting tired of playing each other because we've been doing a lot of inter-squad, but I think we're ready to face another opponent and show everybody all our hard work and really just enjoy the game again and enjoy being under the lights and home game on Thursday and playing in front of our community, in front of our fan base, and I think we're really excited.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. We wish we had more time, but we're going to have you back.
We have to.
If the coach will allow you to come back after all this goofiness and nuttiness. So hopefully,
come on now. We just showing some hometown
love. Erica Piancastelli from the McNeese Cowgirl softball team, All-America. Career leader in home runs. Continue to add to that, okay? Stay healthy.
Wow.
All right, we'll be watching you, the Italian Stallion. We'll take a short pause. We're coming back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino in about 2 minutes. Stay right there.
Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort, home of SOUNDOFF 60, and Lake Charles Toyota, where we know you by your name. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
So there's no cars in this commercial, but we're not going to talk about cars. We're going to talk about an experience. I think it's safe to say that people's expectations of their customer experience these days is pretty low. But you're about to spend your hard-earned money, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars of it. Don't settle for being treated like you're worth less than that. Expect a red carpet experience, not the same old shady salesman or bully manager or long hold times you're used to. All you have to do is raise your expectations and then look around and see who's left to choose from.
Welcome back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge. Let's do some rapid fire stuff. We've covered a lot of ground. We'll save our final Super Bowl predictions to the end of the show. And Miss Louisiana, Bethany Trahan, joins us for Stump the Wise Guys. All right. Doesn't surprise me, guys, that the Louisiana high school principals again voted down another measure to try to bring some sanity in the playoff system and championships.
They give everybody a blue ribbon. Everybody gets a blue ribbon. Everybody
I just
gets a trophy.
don't understand the principles sometimes.
Rick, I don't either, man.
You know,
I mean,
so
it's just,
we got another year at least, because I'm sure this is going to continue to come up for votes.
Can we get one of them on in a future
we need to
show? Because we need to discuss this more with him to find out what the problem really is.
So you know, Sam Houston hired a new head football coach too, from Barb. Their offensive coordinator is going over to Sam Houston, so they got a new. All right, let's talk a little bit of college basketball. Can we find anything positive about college basketball in the state of Louisiana?
Oh no!
In particular,
it's been
McNeese State and even the Cowgirls. What's the losing streak up to?
And
4?
my LSU Tigers too been struggling a little.
Oh my gosh, they lost 20 in a row.
The Cowgirls,
dude.
At least 8 in a row.
Cowgirls have lost 2 straight. They got. We're taping this on Monday. They play UCA tomorrow night in the Civic Center.
At the Civic Center.
Maybe they can turn them around. A little change of aesthetic. We're not in Burton. But the problem with problem with the Cowgirls all year has been, you know, they had 2 big ACL injuries in the preseason. One of them was to a junior point guard girl that can maybe take over the team. They haven't had that team leader that can just kind of anchor them when things go wrong.
So I think Casey Cryer has done very well considering.
First year.
Very well considering those injuries and what she's had.
Casey's done a great job.
Casey Cryer is beating the team she is supposed to beat.
Yes.
She's playing close with the team she's supposed to play close with. Now, if you talk to Casey Cryer wants to stop
to beat those teams.
She wants to stop playing close with those teams. She wants to beat those teams.
I want to beat those
but
teams.
If we're looking at it after she suffered 2 ACL injuries in the preseason, then 1 in the pre-conference season, Jasmine Carswell, one of her post players, tore ACL against Louisiana Tech. You can't really, I mean, with 3 ACL injuries, she's still going to make the Southland Conference tournament, barring a huge letdown. And then once you get in the conference tournament, you never know.
Anything can happen.
You get hot.
All right, guys, I coach 11 and 12-year-old kids in basketball. And before they go out on the court, one of the many things I tell them, but usually near the top, is protect the basketball. You've watched more Cowboy basketball than I have. I'm telling you, officially right here and now, their main problem, outside of lousy outside shooting,
protect the ball.
Turnovers.
Yeah.
It's just outrageous, Chandler.
I got a stat.
Outrageous.
When you give an opposing team another chance.
Another possession, and they usually take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Got a stat for you. Last 3 games, they have lost by a combined 60. They've lost by a combined 43 points. They've given up 61 points off of 35 turnovers in those
35
games.
turnovers.
65 points down for 35 turnovers?
Yes.
You can't win like that.
Can't win like that.
You can't.
Now, the problem with this team, and when you go back and look, this hasn't been their problem all season. This has been a problem here lately. They've turned the ball over a good bit. Caleb Ledoux, one of their premier freshmen, a kid that's played really well for them. He had 6 turnovers in the first half last week against Nichols. This is a team that, it's cliche as all can be, but when they get one thing solved, another thing springs the leak.
Right.
They couldn't shoot the ball worth heck all season. They finally string a couple good shooting halves together, and they're turning the ball over.
Well, they have no
bodily function.
No consistency. And look, your point is taken that, no, it hasn't been a problem all year, but this is the part of the year that counts.
Right.
Yes, it is.
The first half of the season, it was a prelude to conference. You got to play your best in conference.
And you really start to worry now about a free fall. This is a team that started 2-0. This is a team This is a team that started 2-0 in Southland Conference play. Surprised a lot of people.
Yes.
Beat SFA in Burton for the first time since 2010. Surprised a lot of people. They've won 1 conference game since. Big road swing this week against Incarnate Word, a bad basketball team, and then they go see old pal Tick Price at Lamar, on Saturday. Lamar's a good team. The team now, if the season ended today, the McNeese men's basketball team would not be in the Southland Conference tournament.
Wow. They need a lot of help.
You have to wonder. Then you start to hear murmurs about maybe is Dave Simmons' seat a little bit hot.
Oh, it's warm. And I love Dave.
And I've
talked to Dave, and he knows it's warm. As well he should.
Man.
He's in the coaching business. He knows he's got to put up numbers.
Part of it.
In our final seconds of this segment, tennis is one of those sports that's near and dear to me. What Serena Williams did over the weekend at her advanced age, 33, 34 years old, breaking Steffi Graf's record, now 23 major titles in the Open era. Margaret Court holds the all-time record at 24. Combined with 35-year-old Roger Federer, who wins an 18th major title. We're not going to see tennis on the pro level like this ever again. And I'm a big fan of Steffi Graf, who I asked the question, Serena Williams, elevate her to the greatest female athlete in the history of sports?
Rick, look at what she's done. I mean, that's what we go off of, right? I mean, when you look at your boy.
And she's not done.
I mean, you look at your boy Brady. I mean, you count the championships that he's won. He could possibly be the one guy that wins 5 Super Bowls, dude.
But we're not talking Brady. I'm talking Serena.
But let me just get back.
Longevity.
I will say there have been female athletes that maybe meant more to their sports than Serena Williams, but as far
I don't know of any.
I mean just breaking barriers, things of that nature. Achievements solely and performance solely. Yeah. I agree.
She's incredible. And Roger Federer,
did you
the greatest ever.
The interview that she did after accepting the trophy, because I watched it. I mean, her sister. I mean, how do you do that, Rick? I mean, dude, how do you do that?
How ironic is that?
How do you
got to
do
beat
that?
the older
You gotta
sister
beat your older sister
to set the record. That's great. It's a great story. All right, we're out of time on this segment. Coming up next, Miss Louisiana, Bethany Trahan from Lake Charles is stumping the wise guy.
She's here right here
anyway.
tonight.
We're coming back. Stay right there.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by our friends at Lake Charles Toyota and by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Sound Off 60 24/7 online at soundoff60tv.com.
When you make something first, you can spell it however you want. Miller Lite, the original light beer. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
There's a smarter way to cut your heating bills without cutting comfort. Save significantly on your energy costs while enjoying cozy and consistent comfort this winter with a highly efficient furnace from Luxair. We'll recommend a system that is perfectly suited to your home and provides optimal heating, exceptional energy savings, and lasting performance. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Were the judges right in saying we're the best tasting light beer? You be the judge. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
So there's no cars in this commercial, but we're not going to talk about cars. We're going to talk about an experience. I think it's safe to say that people's expectations of their customer experience these days is pretty low. But you're about to spend your hard-earned money, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars of it. Don't settle for being treated like you're worth less than that. Expect a red carpet experience, not the same old shady salesman or bully manager or long hold times you're used to. All you have to do is raise your expectations and then look around and see who's left to choose from.
All right, welcome back to LaBerge Casino. Jack Daniels, Sound Off 60. We got all the lovely ladies, especially this week. Hobbs is gone.
Yeah.
He's going to die when he sees the show, okay?
Hobbs is gone.
He's going to die.
We're dressing up the set again. Chandler Rome must be the good luck charm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you bring a 12-year-old on the show.
That's what I was going to say, Rick. Dude, when he said that about the Super Bowl,
like
we asked him.
He's like
he
a
said,
lucky
dude,
charm.
I was only
He's
11
like a
years
little
old.
leprechaun.
Stop.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Stop.
Let's welcome Bethany Trahan, Miss Louisiana.
Hi.
Yes.
From Lake Charles, Mountain
Yes.
State University, our second consecutive Miss Louisiana winner / champion. We're sports, so we
Yes.
say champion. So congratulations. How
Thank
did that
you.
happen? Singing straight?
Isn't that just the craziest
That's
thing?
unbelievable.
The second girl in a row from Lake Charles. I don't think that's ever happened.
No,
And
I don't think it has.
What's even crazier is my first runner-up is actually from Lake Charles. So
Now, that's even...
I hope she
trifecta.
competes again.
Could
and
it be a number 3? Could we have number 3?
Right. It would be a
Because, I mean,
number
when we had
3.
Malia Pepe on the show, you know, we was like, wow, great.
Yeah.
Look what happens the following year. We
Yeah.
get number 2.
I
Bethany.
want to know what's in the water.
I don't
So-
know, but I tell you what, if number 3 comes on, dude, look, we need to promote this show somewhere
Yeah,
else besides here.
right?
So, McNeese State student.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Majoring in
Public relations.
public relations.
Perfect.
And you are in line to compete in the Miss USA pageant
Yes.
later this summer, but you don't know where and when and all those details.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gotta be
they
worked
haven't
out.
announced the date or where it will be held at, but all we know is it'll be this summer, and we're still waiting on that confirmation.
And how do you handicap your chances, Miss USA?
Hey, I'm hoping I can bring it back home. Allie
We're
Landry.
hoping too.
Allie Landry was the first Miss USA from Louisiana.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm hoping
going
I
back
can
a
bring
little
it
bit. That's
Yes.
going back a little bit.
Now,
May
what-
I ask what your talent?
You took my
Oh,
question.
we don't have to have talent. That's in
Really?
the Miss America system. Yeah, so we're more
Just
focused
look at
on
it, Rick. I
interview.
mean, dude,
Okay.
come on.
So,
Okay.
so you're focused on interviewing.
Interview, swimsuit competition,
Okay. Yes.
and gown competition.
Excellent. Okay. This segment is called Stump the Wise Guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Okay.
is.
This we're the 12-year-old Mr. Rome from the American Press. He's wise and I'm wise.
Okay.
Now him.
Look, let me just say this for the record. Those questions right there, I have answers to all the time.
Oh, yeah,
I have
okay.
answered the most
We're
out of anybody
waiting on you,
this set,
Bethany.
So
It's
we're
all-
just saying.
It's
Hey,
all up to you.
I'm gonna get you.
Normally,
go.
if it's about NASCAR or hockey, I'm gonna probably have to step back a
Yeah,
little
you
bit.
need to step back. All right.
Are we ready?
You're ready.
We are ready.
Okay, question number 1. When the Super Bowl was last played in Houston back in 2004, who were the 2 teams and who claimed the championship?
Oh, well,
we
We
just
just
talked about
Yeah, we
talked
just
about that.
talked-
That was the answer.
Patriots, Panthers,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Patriots won.
The Patriots.
32-29.
The,
Plus, we
Okay.
had a homeboy
Yeah.
playing in there, Jake DeLone, too,
Yeah.
is from here. So that was the other little kind of add on to that.
You got to do better. Come
Alrighty.
strong.
Yeah, yeah.
the England Patriots have won 4 Super Bowls. Name the team they have defeated for those 4 championships.
Okay.
You got this?
Come
for
on, Chandler, help it out a little bit, dude.
St. Louis.
They beat
Yeah.
the Rams. They beat the Panthers. We just talked about.
Yes, they did.
They beat.
Philadelphia. They
Philadelphia.
beat
Yes.
Donovan McNabb.
Donovan
They
McNabb.
beat the Eagles, and then
And the Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
Malcolm
Yes.
Butler.
Yeah.
Yes,
Malcolm Butler.
y'all are
Yeah,
good.
Those the 4
interception
right
in the
there.
end zone.
Yeah.
Those the 4.
Okay,
That's
number
what it
3. New England has also lost 4 Super Bowls. Name the team they have defeated, the Patriots, for the Lombardi Trophy.
so who's beating the
So the
Patriots?
4 times that they've lost.
Wow.
Okay, the
Who- who-
Giants,
The
2.
Giants. The
Giants.
Giants. The New
2.
York Giants. Yeah.
The New York Giants
Chicago
twice.
Bears. Mike Ditka.
Oh,
Yes.
Tony
that
Eason.
85 team. They beat the snot out of them.
Yes. One more.
So we're going Bears, Giants.
That's got to
and
be.
Okay, we can't let
Well, the
Bethany
Bears
get
was
us.
twice. I mean, the Giants was twice.
No, twice. All right.
Bears,
Giants
Giants,
was twice.
I
Giants.
think, boy, I was at this Super Bowl.
Okay.
New Orleans, 31. Bill Parcells was the coach for New England when Green Bay won it. Brett Favre in New Orleans, Super Bowl 31. Am I right?
Could that be
Right.
the one?
Oh my God!
You got lucky today, Rick.
You were good.
You got lucky,
Oh
dude.
my God! 'cause
Okay,
that's
this is the
going
last
back.
question.
Last
It's a
one.
This is
bonus.
the bonus question?
Bonus question.
Here it is, right here.
Name the first and last AFC team to win the Super Bowl.
Kevin, come on! You played on the team. No,
Denver.
you didn't. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, why you made me answer that like that, dude? Because I gave it to you
The
quick.
first No, you got the last
said I
one.
played-
Denver was the last AFC team.
That
Yes,
is
you got
correct.
that one.
Yes,
Okay.
okay, yes. Okay.
Who's the first AFC
AFC
team?
team to win.
Wow.
You got it, Chandler?
Wow, Chandler. He wasn't born,
Come
Rick. He,
on.
was-
He wasn't
born. He wasn't even
No,
born,
no,
Rick.
no, no.
Come on, Joe Willie. Joe Willie.
Joe Willie.
Who?
Rick, I don't
Name
think
it.
I was born.
Who?
Joe Namath, the man,
The
the
Jets
stocking man, the
against the
Jets.
Colts.
Joe Namath, is that close?
Yeah,
Rick,
that's
we
the
wasn't
Colts.
born.
It's
You gotta
the
give us
Jets.
that. We wasn't born, Rick.
It
Come
was
on now.
1969.
I wasn't born, dude. No,
Y'all
I
are
was
good.
not.
We
I
got to
didn't
be out of
stump y'all.
time.
You did a
Bethany,
great job.
Thank you.
You got to come back.
You definitely have to
Excellent.
come back.
Well, I'm happy to
Excellent.
be here. Thank you for having
After
me.
Bethany
winning
Trahan.
Miss USA, come back.
For sure. I
Okay?
There we go. All right, we're out
Great
of
job.
time. All right, quickly. I already said it. 38-34 New England over the Falcons, Super Bowl 51. What do you got,
Falcons,
Chandler?
Dirty Bird, man.
Give me the Patriots 38-24.
What?
You're going
I'm
to
going-
Atlanta?
I'm going with Atlanta all the way. It will be in the 30s. This game will
Close
not
game,
exceed.
though.
It won't exceed 40 because the defense is going to put a stop to that.
they
But it
got
will
it.
be in the 30s, y'all.
All right.
Atlanta
Scooter
wins.
Hobbs will be back next week. Chandler
Yeah.
Rome, we appreciate you sitting in.
Chandler, you did a great
Bethany
job,
Trahan,
man.
thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
We'll
Great
do it all
job.
next time. Everybody enjoy Super Bowl 51 from Houston. We'll see you next time.
Sound Off 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9 and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Sound Off 60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.